The history of humans in Asia is vast, complex, and varied, spanning tens of thousands of years and numerous cultures, empires, and societies. Below is a broad overview of key periods and developments in human history across Asia. 1. Prehistoric Asia. Early humans and migration. Asia is one of the earliest regions to be inhabited by humans. Fossil records show that Homo erectus lived in parts of Asia around 1.8 million years ago. By around 50,000 to 60,000 years ago, Homo sapiens migrated into Asia from Africa. Neolithic Revolution, around 10,000 to 4000 BCE, agriculture began to develop in different parts of Asia. In the Fertile Crescent, modern-day Middle East, people began to domesticate plants and animals, which marked the beginning of settled life, and the rise of early civilizations. 2. Ancient civilizations. Mesopotamia, often called the cradle of civilization, Mesopotamia, modern Iraq and parts of Syria and Turkey, saw the development of writing, cities, and complex societies by 3500 BCE. The Sumerians, Akkadians, Babylonians, and Assyrians built powerful empires here. Indus Valley Civilization, circa 3300 to 1300 BCE, one of the world's earliest urban cultures, it was located in modern-day Pakistan and northwest India. Cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-daro had advanced urban planning, with sophisticated drainage systems and standardized weights and measures. Ancient China, the earliest Chinese civilization emerged along the Yellow River, Huanghe. The Shang dynasty, 1600 to 1046 BCE, is the first historically documented Chinese dynasty, followed by the Zhou dynasty, which laid the groundwork for many Chinese cultural traditions, including Confucianism and Taoism. 3. Classical Asia. Persian Empire, starting with the Achaemenid Empire, 550 to 330 BCE, Persia, modern Iran, controlled a vast territory stretching from the Mediterranean to the Indus River. Under rulers like Cyrus the Great and Darius, it became one of the most influential empires in history. Maurya and Gupta empires in India, the Maurya Empire, 321 to 185 BCE, under rulers like Chandragupta Maurya and Ashoka, unified much of the Indian subcontinent, and spread Buddhism. The Gupta Empire, circa 320 to 550 CE, is often seen as a golden age of Indian culture, particularly in mathematics, astronomy, and the arts. Ancient Korea and Japan. In Korea, the Gojoseon Kingdom emerged around 2333 BCE. Japan's early history is marked by the development of the Yayoi culture, 300 BC to 300 CE, and the influence of Chinese and Korean civilizations. 4. Religions and philosophies. Hinduism and Buddhism. Originating in India, Hinduism and Buddhism spread widely across Asia. Buddhism in particular found fertile ground in East Asia, influencing the cultural and religious life of China, Korea, Japan, and Southeast Asia. Confucianism and Taoism, these Chinese philosophies, founded by Confucius and Lao Tzu respectively, shaped Chinese society and government, emphasizing ethics, order, and harmony with nature. Confucianism also spread to Korea, Japan, and Vietnam. Zoroastrianism, this ancient religion of Persia, founded by the prophet Zoroaster, influenced later religious traditions, including Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. 5. Medieval Asia. Islamic expansion, starting in the 7th century CE, Islam spread rapidly through the Middle East, Central Asia, South Asia, and parts of Southeast Asia. Islamic empires like the Umayyads, Abbasids, and later the Mughal Empire in India, facilitated the spread of culture, science, and trade across a vast region. Tang and Song dynasties in China, the Tang, 618 to 907 CE, and Song, 960 to 1279 CE, dynasties are seen as golden ages in Chinese history, marked by advancements in technology, trade, literature, and art. The Song dynasty saw the invention of gunpowder and movable type printing. Mongol Empire, 13th–14th centuries, under Genghis Khan and his successors, the Mongols created the largest contiguous land empire in history, spanning from China to Eastern Europe. The Mongol Empire facilitated trade and cultural exchange between East and West along the Silk Road. 6. Early modern Asia. Ming and Qing dynasties in China, the Ming dynasty, 1368 to 1644, restored Chinese rule after the Mongols, promoting maritime exploration under Zheng He and rebuilding the Great Wall. The Qing dynasty, 1644 to 1912, expanded China's territory to its largest extent but struggled with internal rebellions and external pressures in its later years. Mughal Empire in India, the Mughals, 1526 to 1857, ruled much of India, combining Persian, Indian, and Islamic culture. The reign of Akbar the Great, 1556 to 1605, is particularly noted for religious tolerance and cultural flourishing. Southeast Asian kingdoms such as the Khmer Empire, Cambodia, and Srivijaya, Indonesia, flourished during this period, with Angkor Wat and Borobudur as prime examples of Southeast Asian architecture and culture. European colonization. From the 16th century onwards, European powers like the Portuguese, Dutch, British, and French began to establish colonies in Asia. India became a crown jewel of the British Empire, while Southeast Asia was divided between the French, Dutch, and British. China and Japan, though not fully colonized, faced pressures from European powers. 7. Modern Asia. Colonial struggles and independence movements. In the 19th and 20th centuries, many Asian nations struggled against colonial rule. India gained independence from Britain in 1947, while Southeast Asian countries like Indonesia and Vietnam fought for and achieved independence in the mid-20th century. World War II and its aftermath. Japan's imperial expansion in the early 20th century led to its involvement in World War II, culminating in its defeat in 1945. The war also reshaped political borders and power structures, leading to the division of Korea and the rise of Communist China. Cold War conflicts. Asia was a major theater of conflict during the Cold War. The Korean War, 1950 to 1953, and the Vietnam War, 1955 to 1975, were major events, while China underwent the Cultural Revolution under Mao Zedong. Economic growth. In the late 20th and early 21st centuries, many Asian economies experienced rapid growth. Japan became an economic powerhouse, followed by the rise of the Asian tigers, South Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Singapore, and China emerged as a global economic giant. 8. Contemporary Asia. China's rise. China has become a global superpower in the 21st century, with significant influence in international politics, trade, and technology. South Asia. India has emerged as a major player on the global stage, both economically and politically, while Pakistan has faced both internal challenges and international conflicts. Southeast Asia. Nations like Indonesia, Vietnam, and Thailand have grown rapidly, while the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, has become a key regional organization. Conflict and cooperation. Asia today is marked by both cooperation and conflict. Regional tensions exist in areas like the South China Sea, the Korean Peninsula, and the India-Pakistan border, but there are also major initiatives aimed at fostering economic collaboration, such as China's Belt and Road Initiative. Asia's history is immensely diverse, encompassing numerous cultures, religions, and political systems. It has been a center of innovation, trade, and cultural exchange for millennia and continues to shape the global landscape today.